Google Classroom. All right, for this one, there are two types of answers, or two questions I could ask from each one. The first part is the population. So what is the population of the sample? And population just means the people I'm trying to learn about, or group of people. I guess the group, I'll say. The group of people I am trying to learn about. Okay. So in this case, let's talk about 1 and 2 separately, and then I'll talk about the second question. The first question, the people I'm trying to learn about is, or I'll just read it out. The manager is a music store evaluating how customers rate the selection of music in stock. Customers are given comment cards with their receipts. So what is he trying to learn? He's trying to learn about his customers. So in this case, you could say the population is the customer. If you want to be a little bit more specific, his music store customers.
Wait. So what is the question gonna be? Like, what's the question?
So you will have like this paragraph or a little sentence, right? The first question would ask, what is the population? So I'll ask you, what is the population of this question? And the answer for number 1 would be customers. Let's just look at number 2. Here, the school.
Would that also?
Go ahead.
Would that also be the sample?
That would also be who you're sampling, but I'm just asking for population. Usually the sample and the population is the same. You're just taking a group of people, like a small group of people, versus asking every customer. And then number 2, your school administration wants to know if your students are satisfied with the choices of activities for the activity period. In each grade, every 7th student in alphabetical order is surveyed. So what is they're trying to learn about, or who they're trying to learn about? They're trying to learn about the students. So your population here is your students. That's who you're trying to learn about.
That's all we write. So when it says population, we just write like the people they're trying to like talk about.
Yes. Okay. The second type of question is going to be, what type of sampling are they doing? So what type of sampling are they doing? And in this section, you will not need to remember the names of them. I'll either give it to you in the instructions or just kind of set it up like a multiple choice. You just circle which one it is. But the types of samplings that are available, or choices, is random sample. And this is like more of a purely random sample. Let's check here, because I have the list here so I don't forget anything. Okay. So random samples are purely random, and you can check that at the video class when I talk about it. Stratified, let's make sure, random sample. This is where you break it up into groups first and then randomly choose. Systematic sample. So you follow a particular rule on how you chose the people, and self-selected sample. This is the people who answers your survey chose to answer your survey, or they chose to be a part of your survey.
So these are all the questions we need to answer?
So on these type of questions, these are the things you're going to talk about, or you're going to answer to. So the first type of question would be a population. And then for each one, you'll actually also tell me what kind of sampling method did you use. In the first one, since the customers are given a comment card, every customer is given a comment card, the only people you're going to learn about is the people who give back the comment card. So for number 1, that's going to be a self-selected, because they're given like surveys and it's like, please fill this out and give it back. And if you ever go to like fast food or anything, they usually, on the receipt, they usually have like fill out the survey for like a $50 gift card or something like that, or a chance.
how can you tell though? Like that's what I'm confused about.
The reason I know it's self-selected because if customers are given the comment cards with their receipts, aka the survey with their receipts, the customer gets to choose whether they are part of the sample or not. When it's something like random, I literally say, hey, you're going to do the sample or the survey. Now, of course, in real life, they could say no, but they only got the opportunity because I randomly chose them, or I had a rule to choose them, or I broke into groups and chose them. So that is how I know. And then again, you can check back the first lesson, and I put more in detail what each one is. Okay. Now, second part, this one, in each grade, every seventh student in alphabetical order is surveyed. So in this case, I have a rule on who and who I do not choose. Since I have a rule on choosing the random people, that's going to be systematic. I have a system on how I choose people. So I choose each person based off a rule or by a system. That's why it's called systematic. And then I could also have a question that might have some bias, and I'll ask you what is the bias. So I'll just get one right ready. So let me just add this one. This is number, I think 5. This is number 5 on 10.1. So this one, don't you think the lunch menu should include grilled chicken rather than pizza because grilled chicken's healthier for you?
Oh, can you go off for a second, please?
What's up?
Can you go off for a second, please?
Sure. You already have this on paper though. You don't need to write down the problems.
Oh, I already wrote it. Just I want to see something for 2 seconds.
Go ahead. Or I'll just zoom out a little bit.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, cool. All right. So here, don't you think the lunch menu should grilled chicken instead of pizza? Because grilled chicken's healthier for you. Now, I'm going to say, like, is this potentially biased? I'm going to give you a hint. It's always going to be biased in this case because I'm trying to figure out why is it biased. So this question is biased. And why is it? Is because if they just stop the question as, don't you think they should include grilled chicken in the menu? You stop right there. That would be okay. But as soon as they say, because grilled chicken's healthier for you, they're giving you a reason to pick grilled chicken over, let's say, pizza in this case. They're giving you like something extra.
Would you like put on the test? Would you be like, is this biased? And if it's not, like, how is it biased or something?
Yeah, essentially like that. Like a classic English question. Is this or is this not biased? If not, tell me what makes it biased. And what makes this one biased is they're taking time to say, hey, grilled chicken's healthy for you, which kind of puts you in an awkward situation. It's like, but I'm unhealthy. Like no one wants to really say that. So they might say grilled chicken just didn't fit in. So you're kind of forcing them to answer a certain way, or you're suggesting one answer is better than the other. So that's a bias. You have a reason to pick one over the other. Another example could be a bias sample. So for example, let's say I go to the pizza store and I ask everyone there, do you like pizza or sandwiches better? Now, if I'm at a pizza store, they probably go to like pizza more. So that's a bias sample. The people I'm asking might have a particular take. I think in the class I asked, if I go to the RKYHS and I ask you, what do you stand versus the Israel versus Palestine argument? Like you're going to get majority Israeli because you're in a Jewish school. So of course, where you're asking the people will also affect the answer. So you got to be careful for the question itself or who you're asking. That could be potentially biased. Okay. 10.2, mean, median, range, mode, and range. On the worksheet, I don't think it asked you for range. So make sure you know how to do range, but range is just the biggest minus the smallest. So mean, median, mode, and range. So I would like everyone here to practice and try to find these informations, okay? So everyone practice and try to find this information given this data. So go ahead and work it out. I'll give like 2 minutes and then I'll go over the answers. I don't have the answers, so I can't really check it. If you want to chat with each other and check it with somebody else, that's fine. But I don't have the answers for you. And this is number 4 on 10.2. Hello? Just a robot call. Apologize for that. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go over this. For the mean, you're going to add all the pieces together. So I'm going to pull out my calculator. I got to add all the pieces together and then divide it by how many you added together. So 23 plus 6 plus 8 plus 14 plus 28 plus 8 plus 13 plus 28 gets me 128. And then I'm going to divide it by how many numbers I actually added together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the mean for this one I got is 16. 128 divided by
What will you get? 15.
15.
It's 15.3.375, so it rounds to 15.
Add it again. You might have missed a.
You missed
You
the
forgot to
12.
Oh, I
add it.
missed an 8.
You missed the 8. Okay.
I missed the 8.
All right. So yeah. All right. So it should be 16. Now median. It's going to be in the middle. On the right, I already put it in order. So 1, 2, 3. In this case, I have 2 middle numbers because I've got 2 middle numbers. I'm going to take the number in between this. And if you don't know what the number is in between it, you could just do 13 plus 14, the 2 middle numbers, divided by 2. And that's going to get you 13.
All those, or can I just like say the middle number?
Say that again.
I'm saying, would I have, like, let's say between 13 and 14, like if I know it's 13.5, do I have to add that?
No, no. But if you didn't know, that's how you do it. Yeah. So 13.5. So 13.5 is your median. The mode is the thing that happens most in common. If you notice, you have 2 8s and 2 28s. Because they both happen more common than everything else, they're both the mode. So that's 8 and 28. I should not put plus. 8 and 28. So they're both the mode. And the range is just the biggest minus the smallest. So 28 minus 6, that's going to give me 22. I'm going to leave this up for 15 seconds so you can check your answers. And then I'm going to the next part. I don't want to run out of time, so I'm doing it a little bit fast. Definitely faster than it.
Would you round up the 13.5 to 14, or would you just leave it as 13.5?
No. Stays exactly what it is. It's 13.5.
Are you going to put the terms on the test?
What do you mean?
Like for the, like some of the English terms, I don't know, somebody asked me to ask you that, so I don't know like what.
I will tell you, like, tell me, is this a random sample, a stratified sample, a systematic sample, or a self-selected sample? Or I'll set it up like a multiple choice, just circle which one this belongs to. So you don't have to remember the names, but you need to know what each name means, or how to tell from each name. Any other questions before I move on? Okay. Next one. Again, I'll give you about a minute and a half to figure out the blanks. And actually, there's going to be follow-up questions to this. So I'll put 2 questions. So try this out, fill it out, And then answer the following questions.
$36 minus 11.
Mute yourself, Mike, so you don't ruin it for everyone.
72 minus 25.
Shane,
Michael, man, you on?
Oh, my bad.
No biggie. So fill out the table and then answer the following questions with it too. You're gonna get something like this, where you have a table that's gonna be unfinished. I know on the practice test, I think number 6 was like make your own table. Because it's a 22-minute test, technically, it will not have enough time for that. So that won't be on it. So you don't have to worry about making a table from like a paragraph or something like that, or like a sentence. So you're just gonna get a table kind of like this where there's pieces missing, and then you'll add follow up with some answering questions.
Oh, not gonna give us like the paragraph and then we need to find all the information to make our own?
No, sadly, I just don't have enough time to test everything plus that. So I just cut that one.
Oh, thank God.
wait, so you're putting all sections on the test, or you like skipping one?
All the sections will be on the test, but I wouldn't, if I had like a full 40-minute test time, I would have set it up in a way so everyone would get, you'll have like more questions per section,
Why is it 20 minutes?
because you can't go over, you guys weren't here last year, but if before COVID, if you had a 40-minute test and then if you had extra time, you'll go 20 minutes over. There was like a testing room where everyone went to like finish the test and then go to class afterwards. But because of COVID, you don't want to mix the grades. So we couldn't really have a testing room. And because of that, we made all the tests smaller so they fit in one period. So that's why like you can't go past the 35 minutes. When in the past, the test would be designed for 40 minutes. And then if it went farther, you'll take your extra 20 minutes into class in like a separate room. Oh, sorry, I moved the page. So yeah, I'm gonna fill this out now, just so we don't spend too much time. Again, you just need a calculator for this, but this one, if this is 36 and this is 11, I can subtract that, 36 minus 11. That's 25, so it's 25 of these. Then if this is 72 and this is 25, I can subtract that, 72 minus 25. It made 47. 47, I don't know why I wrote 42. Since now I have 47 and 49, I can add that to get the bottom total. So that's going to be 6, carry the 1, 96. Since I have 96 and 36, I could add that and get this total. So 96 plus 36 is 2, carry the 1, 132. And I have 49 and 11. I guess I could have done this in the beginning, but 49 and 11, I could add that together. So that's going to be 0, carry the 1, 60. And if you ever need to check your work, just check if your totals add up correctly. Like 72 plus 60 does give you 132. Okay, the first question, which flavor is more popular? Well, there's 96 total vanilla and 36 chocolate. So vanilla is definitely more popular. And which had more, vanilla cone or vanilla cup? Vanilla cone is 47, vanilla cup is 49. So vanilla cup did. And by how much? You could have subtracted 49 minus 47, 2 more. So there was 2 more vanilla cups than there were vanilla cones. So on your test, you're going to get like a 1 that has missing pieces. You fill it in, and then you answer your question based off your missing pieces. So let's say you made an error and somehow you got like 50 vanilla cones. But if your follow-up question is correct based off the work you had here, you'll still get credit for this one, even if you made a mistake on the top. So don't think if you make a mistake here, everything's ruined. No, it's based off what you write. I'll leave this up for 30 seconds so you can check your answers before I go on to the next one. If you have any questions, just please ask. All right, we're going to the next one. Stem and leaf plot. 2 minutes, try to make it yourself. 2 minutes, try to make it yourself.
Mr. Toba, this is I don't get. Can I stay with you after class a little bit and can you help me?
Sure, if we got time, I'm happy to. And then we have lunch afterwards, I'll say it.
On the packet, that was like really weird. It like had like keys. Like I don't know what a key is.
And the packet for this section, you said?
Yeah, it says like keys. I don't know what that is. Like the answer also had like keys.
Let me see. Oh, okay. So the key is just trying to explain, like, so I'll just show a key on this real quick. They're just trying to ask you, what does this mean? Like if you had a 3 and a 2, right? We show it by doing the 10s and the 1s, but 3 and 2 would mean that's 32. They're trying to like explain it because you could do it like
We have
mixed
to
up.
write that though, or could we
You
just,
do
like,
not
show
need to
it?
write down the
Oh.
test. But like, I just want to show you, like you can have like a hundreds key and this would be a ones key. So it could be like this could be like 5 and this could be like 22. So this would be 522. Like, but you don't have to show that key. They just ask you.
Oh,
We show it with the thing on top, with the 10 and parentheses, 1 parenthesis. So again, finish up your thing. I'll give you like another minute and a half. All right. So first I gotta look my smallest number. I see 7's like my smallest number, and I see I think like 36 seems like to be my biggest number. So in the tens place, I'm gonna include 0 for my smallest number and go all the way to my biggest number will be 3 for the 30s. I'll use colors to help track this. All right. So the first set, I'm going to look at all my 1-digit numbers. I see a 7, I see an 8. I believe that's it. So I go from least to greatest and I put 7 and 8. Now I'm going to look at my tens place. So anything that's in the tens or the teens. So I see a 10, I see a 17, 15, a 19, a 19, a 12, and a 14. Okay, I don't see like I see them anymore. And again, you're going to go from least to greatest. So 0, I got a 12, I got a 14, Oh, I don't put 14, I just put 4.
Why is 0 the tens?
It's 1, so that's the tens place, and that's 0. So 1, 0 is 10. That's why.
Yeah, but there's no 0 on here.
It is here. The 10 is over here in that box.
Oh, so you write it as 0?
You write it as 0 because you
Oh.
already put the 1 of the tens place in the left side. So you read it like 1, 0, that's 10. 1, 2, that's 12. 1, 4, that's 14. 1, 5, that's 15. 1, 7, that's 17. And I got 2 19s, so I'm going to put 2 9s. Okay. Next one, I'm looking at my 20s. So 20, 21, 27, 25. I see a 26 over here, another 25. Since maybe on the test you won't have different colors, you could just use like a triple underline if you want to keep track of it a little better. Just like a little side thing. You could box off, you could cross off ones you already use. You can find multiple ways to keep track. So either way, here's my 20s, I think. I don't think I'm missing anything. So 20, I see a 21, 2 25, so I'm going to represent that by 2 5s, a 26, and a 27. Did I do that? Am I missing anything? No. Okay, last one, I'll do my 30s in purple. I see a 30, a 33, a 32, a 34, and a 36. Okay. So I put 30 here, 0 for the 30. I'll put a 32 over here for the 32. I'll put a 33 over here for the 33. I'll put a 4 over here for the 34. And I think I'll put a 6 here for the 36. And it seems like I got every number there. Again, I'll leave it there for about a minute or a half, and then we'll go to the next one. Okay, I'm going to the next page. Histograms. This is still technically 10.4, so I just put it as a separate page though, because they're quite different. Histograms. Now, in a stem and leaf plot, you list each one individually. In a histogram, I'm just counting. I'm literally like counting like how many happens between 70 and 79. Or actually, wait a second. I'll give it again a minute and a half for you guys to try it yourself, and then I'll go through it. So I'll give you a minute and a half first. Let me do that first. So try it out.
For Mr. Tobel, for this on the test, are you going to give us these numbers like the 70 to 79 and the 80 to 89?
I will either give you the numbers and the table, or I will give you the table already filled out and you make the histogram. I haven't done study yet. So this is the harder version of the two setups. So I'll explain that more when I do it. I finger quotes harder. It's just like you had to do one little extra step. Just $30 more seconds, or am I good to go? All right. I'll just keep going. All right, for this one, we're looking at 70 and 79. Like, I'll give you this for sure. Like, I'll give you the ranges because I want everyone to kind of look the same. It makes it a little easier to graph. And no everyone has like crazy things. So 70 to 79, I got to pick numbers. I got to count how many numbers have 70 to 79. 72, that's 1, 2, 3. So it seems to be 3. So I'll put 3 there. You could also just do tally marks if you want to, doesn't matter. Next one, 80 to 89. I see it 86, I see it 82. That's it. So that's 2. Again, you could just use tick marks. Next one, between 90 and 99. So that's 99, 94, 96. 1, 2, 3. Seems to be 3. And then the hundreds, 100, 08, 108, 118. Oh, that's 118. That doesn't even fit. I actually have to add a little lane. So that's 118. That's 1, 1, 2, 3. And then I didn't realize this, and it's my fault. I'll make sure the table actually fits the whole thing. But 118 is not between 100 and 109. So I'm going to have to add an extra column, 110 through 119. And there's just simply one of them. So that's 1. Let's use a black 1. Okay. Or 1. The tick mark is the same. Okay. All right. So for the histogram, I will probably just already have this made for you. That's at least the bars. So it doesn't look too sloppy. But here's your histogram. The left always is going to be called frequency. Yeah, I'll shorten it, but frequency. The left is always frequency. The bottom depends on the situation. I didn't tell you what this is, but let's say this is ages of retirement home. Let's say ages of old people. I don't know, ages of grandpas or something.
Are you gonna make us label it?
Yeah, you should label it.
If we
So
don't, we
it-
take off.
Yeah, I will. I'll take at least a point or half a point, depending on how bad the label is. But here, this will be the ages, because we're tracking the ages. So this will be the ages. So your first section is going to be 70 through 79. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 70 to 79, I'll keep it the same color. This is 3. So you start at the corner and you go up to 3. Next one is 80 through 89. And these bar graphs, they touch each other. So you could just do it like this, where you just write it off. And this is too high. So it's going to be too high. So like save time, you could just draw it off that. If not, you could just redraw the whole thing. Doesn't really matter. Especially if you have one color only, like I can't tell the difference. 90 through 99. That's going to be 3 high. So 3 high is over here. (100 to 109). That is again 3 high. So 3 high again. What color I just used? 3 high. And then 110 through 119, there was only 1. So we'll just make it 1 high. Okay, leave it up there for 30 seconds for you to check out. If you have any questions, don't mind asking. All right, let's go to the last thing, box and whisker plots. So this one, the number's already done out for you. On your test, it'll just be a straight line that you'll fill out yourself. But this one, I've made a number line just because I'm taking it straight from the worksheet. This is number, what number was this one? This is number 5 from the worksheet. So in order to get a box and whisker plot, we need to find the 5 key parts. The minimum, the smallest number. Q1, 25% of the way. The middle.
Are you gonna give it that? Mr. Tillwell, are you gonna give us that, the minimum, the Q1 in the mid? Like, are you gonna like,
No, I'm not gonna remind you of that. No.
On the test, are you gonna like have that the number line already like that with the numbers, or we're just gonna have the numbers and then we have to
No,
make the
I'll just
number?
give you like a nice, clean, already computer made number, but you'll fill in the numbers yourself. Key part when you fill in the numbers, they have to be consistently like measured. So it should be 10, 15, 20, 25. Don't be like 10, 17, 20, 22, 26. Like it shouldn't be, it's got to be consistent. So you got the min, Q1, mid, Q3, and the last one, which is the max. And this you do need to remember, that's part of the semi-leaf plot that you got to find. In order to do this though, we need the numbers to be in order. So I'm gonna fix it, put it in order. I see 11, 25, 27, 28. 28. 31, 31, 33, 33, 39. 31, 31, 33, 33, 39. And then a 49 right at the end. 49 right at the end. Okay. So your min and max is super easy, the smallest and biggest. So that's 11, and that's 49. The middle, since you know how to do the median, you already done the middle before. So we just go to the inside, 3 in, 4 in. In this case, we have 2 middles. Because we got 2 middles, we're going to use the number in between it. But since it's the same number, 31 and 31, your 2 middle is just going to be 31. So your middle is still just 31. This is the unique part. Q1 and Q3, you're going to take the pieces, not including the middle. Since 31 was used to make the middle, you do not include it. And the last piece, and find the middle of that group. In this case, the middle of this group is 25 to 27. So the number in between, which is 26, 26. And this one, the middle of this one is 33 and 39. And the number in between those two numbers is 36. Again, if you don't know why it's 36, you could just add them together and then divide it by 2. Right. Here's the easy part. You already did the hard part. The easy part is just put on the number line. I see 11, 26 would be here. 31 would be here. 36 would be here. And then 49 would be here. Let's move this away. Then you make your box and whiskers. So here's your boxes. That's from the middle lines or the middle dots. And here's your whisker, which is the last 2 dots. And look, it kind of looks like a cat's nose. You see that box and whisker. Now, not only this, I could ask you a follow-up question. For example, what % of the data is between 26 and 49? Now you have to remember, even though it looks wide and shorter, each piece is 25% of the data. So this is 25% of the data. This is 25% of the data. This is 25% of the data. And this is 25% of the data. So if I ask you, what's the data between 26 and 49? 26, which is right here. 49, which is right here. The percent of data between 26 and 49 is 25 plus 25 plus 25, which is 75%. Okay. So just remember, each piece of the box and whisker is 25%. So it's just really easy, just add them together.
Is it always gonna be 75?
No, because I could have asked something like, what is it between, let's say, 26 and 31? That one would be just here to here, so that would be just 25. It depends what's in between. Or it depends what these two numbers are, okay? And then you can use this to help you check your work. If it's 26, you know that had to be one of your things. So if, let's say, some reason you have like 27 over here, that should be a big red alert, like, oh, I might have made a mistake. So use that to your advantage. In terms of the mandatory review, we are done.